Section number 4, study of literary genre. Question number 5, novel, and question number 5a, history of novel. Choose the correct alternative and rewrite the sentence. First, 18th century gifted mankind with drama poetry, novel drama, poetry novel, or novel and periodical essays. So remember, drama and poetry started fading away in this century. So the correct option is novel and periodical essays. Next, novel soon became dominant literary genre as it first option helped people to live a more purposeful life. Second, caught the intellectual, sentimental, and realistic spirit. Third, grew gradually and gained popularity. So all three options are correct. That is why your answer is all of these. Option D. Next one, Indian writers in English novel initially wrote about the theme of, remember this period, it is 18th century. So India was under the rule of British government, and that is why quite obvious writers used nationalistic themes. So the correct option is B, nationalistic and social virtues. Gothic novel contains terror and supernatural, mystery and thriller, horror and haunted buildings. All three options are correct. So the correct answer is D, all of these. Next one, strike out the unnecessary. Detective fiction is. Now read all the options. Fourth one is unnecessary. Protagonist is a necessarily an eccentric person. First option, detective fiction is a subgenre of crime fiction. It is correct. Agatha Christie mastered the art of crime fiction. Yes. And detectives can be professional or amateur. All three options are correct. Fourth one is unnecessary. Next, fill in the blanks by choosing correct alternative. A novel is relatively a long narrative. Short, long, or descriptive. Correct is long. Second, English word novel is derived from the Italian word. Now remember the spelling. Novella, Novella. Next, Geoffrey Chaucer wrote the Canterbury Tales. For such questions, you have no other option than to remember these names. Next one, The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu was published in the year 1010. Remember this year? It was the first novel, world's first novel, The Tale of Genji, written by Murasaki Shikibu, and it was published in the year 1010. Next, The Pilgrims Progress is a novel written by John Bunyan. Virginia Woolf is the pioneer of stream of consciousness novel. The first Indian English novel, Rajmohan's Wife, was written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. Next one, Joseph Conrad wrote the novella named as The Heart of Darkness. Science fiction is a genre of speculative fiction dealing with futuristic settings. The famous trio of Indian writers is Mulkraj Anand, R.K. Narayan, Raja Rao. Their contribution is really remarkable in Indian writing in English. Next, chronological order. Murasaki Shikibu's Tale of Genji, we just have seen, it was published in 1010. Greek romances, the appearance of magazines and newspaper, it happened in 18th century, so quite later. Next, Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, around 16th or 17th century. So the correct order is B, A, D, C. Next one, Industrial Revolution, drama and poetry started fading away. Novel gained popularity, the rise of middle class. Now here you need to understand the lesson, history of novel, because you will not get answer directly in your textbook. You have to guess, you have to think on it. First, of course, Industrial Revolution happened. After that, what happened? The rise of middle class. And because of this, drama and poetry started fading away, and lastly, novel gained popularity. So this is the correct order: A, D, B and C. Next, given below are some novels, events and writers of Indian English. Arrange them in proper order. Rise of famous Indian trio: Nayantara Sehgal, Arun Joshi, Manohar Malgaonkar. Arundhati Roy, Kiran Desai, Kiran Nagarkar. Rajmohan's Wife by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. So the correct order is D, A, B, C. Next, given below are some novels in English literature. Arrange them in order of their appearance. The Pilgrims Progress and Oronoku, Eclogues and Maud de Arthur, Pamela and Gulliver Travels, The Tale of Genji and Don Quixote. Correct order is B, D, A, C. Next, state whether the following sentences are true or false. Remember, you have to write the sentence first and then its answer. Novel is recognized as the most dominant literary genre in modern times. It is the fact, so it is true. A novel is relatively a short narrative. It is false because novel is long narrative. Tale of Genji is described as world's first novel. True. It was published in 1010. Middle class people had a little interest in romances and tragedies. True, because they believed in realistic stories. Novel gave voice to the aspirations and longings of middle class. True. The women novelists haven't contributed significantly in English literature. This is totally false. Novella is greater in length than novel. It is false. Setting doesn't affect plot or characters. It is false because setting does affect plot and character. The struggle in opposite forces in a story is called as conflict. True. Epistolary novel is a series of correspondence, other documents, and diary entries as well. True. Now match the following. Match essential elements of the novel in column A with relevant points in column B. Theme, plot, character, setting. Now for theme, what is the correct option? Theme is a central idea or philosophical statement, means option C. What is plot? Plot is nothing but the course of events. Character, it can be a thumbnail or a deep detailed sketch, so option A. And setting, it is the background of story. So the correct options are C, D, A and B. Next, theme, plot, conflict, language, style. Now again same point, theme. Theme is what? It is philosophical statement or a central idea. Then plot. Plot is a course of events. Conflict is the struggle. And language or style, it is a techniques of the narration. So the correct options A, D, B and C. Next, Agatha Christie, William James, George Eliot and Mary Shelley. Agatha Christie is famous for her crime fiction. William James, stream of consciousness. George Eliot, psychological novels. And Mary Shelley, science-based novels. So B, A, D and C. Next, Virginia Woolf, Mary Shelley, Frances Burney and Anne Radcliffe. Virginia Woolf, stream of consciousness. Then Mary Shelley, science-based novels. Frances Burney, novels of manner. And Anne Radcliffe, gothic novels. So the correct order or correct options D, C, B, A. Next, Rise of the Middle Class, The Spirit of Realism and Denial of Romanticism, Novel and Periodical Essays, and The Tale of Greek Romances. Now see, Rise of Middle Class because of Industrial Revolution. So option B. Then next is The Spirit of Realism and Denial of Romanticism. Novel as a literary genre. Then third, Novel and Periodical Essay, 18th century literature. And fourth one, The Tales of Greek Romances, stories of ideal love and adventure. So the order or the options B, D, A and C. Next, the flow of thoughts, the internal life of protagonist, the novel based on the life of the author and the growth of protagonist's mind, spirit and characters. The flow of thought, stream of consciousness novels, the internal life of the protagonist, psychological novel, the novel based on the life of the author, it is autobiographical novel, and last, the growth of the protagonist's mind, spirit and characters, it is option A, Bildungsroman novel. So B, C, D and A. Next, Daniel Defoe, Jonathan Swift, Samuel Richardson and John Bunyan. Daniel is for Robinson Crusoe, Jonathan is for Gulliver's Travel, Samuel Richardson, Pamela and John Bunyan, The Pilgrims Progress. Next one, picaresque novel, historical novel, allegorical novel and utopian novel. First, picaresque is for adventures of an eccentric protagonist. Then historical novel, set in an earlier period than of the right time, means it is from past. Allegorical novel is A, bears more than one layers of meaning, and utopian novel, remaining option, speculative fiction, it is B. So the correct options C, D, A and B. Next one, Thomas Mann, John Steinbeck, Henry James and Joseph Conrad. Thomas Mann, Death in Venice, then John Steinbeck, Pearl, Henry James, The Turn of the Screw, and fourth one, Joseph Conrad, is for The Heart of Darkness. Correct options C, D, B and A. Next, complete the sentence. The periodical essay and novel are the gifts of 18th century. A novel is relatively a long narrative fiction. The Industrial Revolution gave birth to middle class. Appearance of newspaper in 18th century attracted a large number of readers from middle class. Rise of novel as a literary genre resulted in lowering the importance of drama and poetry. Salman Rushdie, V.S. Naipaul, Kazuo Ishiguro, these are immigrant authors. Now you must have understood what is the importance of reading textbook, because in this section you don't get any extract or paragraph. Remember this. The section will check your memory as well as understanding of your first lesson from section 4, that is history of novel. So repeated reading is important. If you want to solve all the questions, read it again and again.